Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my 5 tips for achieving a wash and go with really textured natural hair. So you probably have tried doing a wash and go and you've been really unsuccessful because your hair texture just does not really bring out the curl definition the way that you would like. I come to you today with some tips to help you out with getting a wash and go on your hair. The first thing is, it's much more successful if you have clean hair. So do not start with hair that has been several days old, washed. You don't want to work with hair that is old, that has been heavily moisturized with thick, heavy butters. You need your hair to be as clean as possible. So I only use a leave-in conditioner and a little bit of oil to moisturize, but my hair had been freshly washed, had been freshly conditioned, and had been freshly deep conditioned. So my hair was completely squeaky clean. I did not use any heavy moisturizers or any moisturizing butters on my hair. Leave-in, lightweight, very minimal amount, and just a little bit of conditioner. My next tip is your hair has to be soaking wet. So you want to keep a water bottle handy, and you want to use this water bottle regardless of how you feel that your hair is feeling. So if you're like, well, my hair is wet, this is good, it doesn't matter. Soak your hair. Soak it, soak it, soak it. And that is the most important thing. If the water is not dripping down your neck, then it's not enough water. Your hair has to be extremely saturated, given that your texture is not already naturally curly on its own. So as it begins to dry, you know our hair goes from like somewhat of a curl to cotton looking, and with that frizz developing, it's not going to be able to curl up when you put the gel on it, because the gel is not making the curls. The gel is just kind of like capturing, freezing it in time, the curls that you already have. So look at it that way. So if your hair is kind of drying out and somewhat damp, it is wet but not soaking wet, what you pretty much are going to get is your hair is going to be held in that cottony state. So grab your water bottle and soak your hair. And I guess the third tip would be, in addition to making sure it's clean and making sure it's saturated, is work in sections. When I first went natural and I had a TWA, I would take the gel and I would glop it on my hair because I really felt like it was supposed to be wash and go. So I figured I'm supposed to just throw I'm supposed to just put the gel on there and just kind of go. And also because when I would see girls who had real curly hair, that's kind of what they did. They would just take the gel and just kind of like rake it through and they would go. I was kind of forgetting, well, these women have hair that's really curly already to begin with. So obviously they don't need to create curl definition. They just need something to keep it and maintain it throughout the day to prevent frizzing and so on from everything that they're doing. That's not going to be the same for us girls who have textured really tight curls, 4B hair, 4C hair. That's not going to be the case because we have to somewhat manipulate these curls into coming out and then holding and maintaining that look. So my first thing that you would want to do when you're trying to get the curls to bring themselves out is that sectioning. So you want to make sure you're sectioning, going section by section and applying the gel. I like the raking method because it's definitely helpful, but as you may have seen in my tutorial, when my hair was longer, I could just rake through and it was great. Now that it's a little bit shorter in some areas, I needed to get some assistance from my Denman brush, and by putting the product on from the root to the tip and then taking the Denman and somewhat detangling to smooth the product through, it clumped my curls a lot better. So you may need a Denman brush. So I guess that might be tip number 4. So in addition to sectioning, you may find that you need a tool, which is a Denman brush or whatever brush you have. It doesn't have to be Denman, but some type of detangling brush would be great at clumping your curls. And then once you're done, if you have the time and if you don't mind using a blow dryer, I would highly suggest blow drying it because it's going to take a very long time to dry. When I would do my wash and goes, I could go 4 hours with my hair still not being dry, and it only took me today 10 minutes to apply the gel, and then about another 10 to 15 minutes to get it to be dry to a point where I can now touch it and style it. If you're doing this in the morning, give yourself enough time to allow for at least 15 minutes of blow drying, and depending on the length of your hair, you want to use a nozzle that's appropriate. Really long hair, you want to use a diffuser attachment to keep it from blowing all over, and short hair like mine, using the nozzle to concentrate where you're putting the air will work just fine. And I guess that's tip number 5. So to reiterate, I'm a teacher, so I like to tell you what I'm gonna tell you what I said I was gonna tell you, and then I like to tell you what I told you. So it's just a habit. So to reiterate, I definitely feel that you can get a wash and go with highly textured hair like mine. You just have to be realistic about your results. It's not going to look super, super curly. It's not gonna look like Tracee Ellis Ross. Our hair is not gonna be curly like Khalees. It's going to have a different look. However, you probably can get it by using the tips that I provided for you today. Really clean hair. Do not over moisturize, and make sure you are freshly washed. Secondly, you want to make sure that your hair is completely saturated. Third, working sections. 4, you may need some type of tool like a comb or a brush to really help define the curl and also to really smooth the product through. And 5, you really may need to use some type of blow dryer to help you with the drying time. And when you're finished with that, I think that you would be somewhat successful in achieving your wash and go. And I'm not guaranteeing you that doing these things are going to give you the perfect wash and go if your mindset is not right. If you feel like you're gonna do this and have really luscious curls, like I said, Tracee Ellis Ross, or like someone like Khalees, you're being unrealistic. Be practical. Look at my hair right now. I think that it looks good considering the fact that I have really afro textured hair. I've been able to define my curls to the best that I can, but you can achieve a wash and go. Just keep trying and remember my tips. Please subscribe to my channel. I put out videos every couple of days. If you have any questions, leave them below. And as always, I love you for watching. Bye. Where's Puppy's foot? Good job. Where's Puppy's nose? Good job.